Well, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good. Welcome to the podcast. I'm Owen.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, anytime. We'll start off with the sponsor. It's JBA, Jimenez Basketball Academy.
Yeah,
If you want to get better at basketball and create the right mentality for basketball in life, I highly
yeah.
recommend going to Jimenez Basketball Academy. Jesse Jimenez offers skill development for any level of play, including young kids and pro level like yourself. Jesse also sells merchandise on his Instagram, or he also has Instagram and Facebook, and that's Jimenez Basketball Academy to find out more. And let's talk about it. What are your connections to Jesse, and how did he make you a better player?
Oh man, he Jesse. I had heard about him. I right off the bat, I knew he knew what he was doing. I had suffered a knee injury. I tore my MCL, so I was out for a little bit. And I was dying to get back. And he, I called him up one day. I was like, "Hey man, I need your help." And I never asked. I've never been with a trainer. I've never done anything like that. I've always done it on my own. And he stepped up, and we worked together for. We went at it for about 3, 4 months, and I mean, I started once I started running again. Like, he and we saw him time. So there's a lot of stuff we did stay for like an hour and stuff. Built me, but came back than I was before because of the stuff that I did with him. He did a lot of good things. I couldn't have got back without him.
Yeah, he's great. I've been working with him for what, 3 years, 2 years, and
Yeah.
he's been great. I mean, the jump I've taken with him, I had a rough season, and then
Yeah.
he made me jump from. I went to a different school, completely switched because I
Yeah.
was bench player. Like I wasn't at the level I wanted to be at, so I
Yeah.
completely changed my game, and he helped me do that, and then it got me to the level I wanted to be at, and he's going to help me this off season too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
He could take you there.
yeah he I highly recommend him for anybody. So
Yeah.
uh, I'll introduce you now. So you're graduated Napoleon. Um, Played
Mhm.
college ball, and most recently you played for the Glass City Wranglers. Tell us a little bit about that and that journey.
Correct. Oh man, my journey was unorthodox. It wasn't a. It's not a storybook journey. It's more of a grind than anything. I suffered back then. I suffered a torn ACL, and back then, when you do that, you're out for. You're talking a year and a half. So I did it at a real crucial point in time in high school, and it really set me back. Set me back almost 2 years. You don't have all the medical stuff you have now. So I mean, you go from getting letters as a freshman from Division 1 schools, playing over the summer, they see you, to getting none, to having to really sit out a whole year, my junior year, and just rehab and get better. And after, I mean, I didn't get really, really fully healthy until about midway through. Um, we played in a Division 1 league, so I mean, it really prepared me. We're not playing in the NWOAL. We're playing Division 1s, the Lima Seniors, the Finleys, and things like that. And when you go head to head with those kinds of guys, day in day out, I mean, it gets you ready. I had a Division 3 school in Indiana get a hold of me, and I was going to play there, but my grades didn't pan out, so I had to sit a year. And then that summer was really big for me. A scout had actually heard about me from Tennessee Temple. Down in Chattanooga, like just the luck of the draw. He was in the same spot as I was, and started asking about me. And I got a phone call, and he drove me down there 10 hours. I worked out, tried out, played, and they offered me on the spot. So, I mean, it was a dream come true. You dream. I dreamed about that. I really did, and it came true. And I worked hard. Um, we had a lot of Division 1 recruits, guys who left school like St. Bonaventure, Chicago State, Western Kentucky. Yeah, either they left their school for a smaller school, or they ran into trouble or whatnot. But they all funneled to us. And so you're talking we're like a Division II school, but our whole starting lineup was Division I. They were Division I transfers, and like 3 guys off the bench. So I was like a second string point guard, So I mean, you got it. Business, basketball is the same thing. You work as a team. You play your role. You play your part. Had an okay career. I mean, we made the regionals my sophomore year, and then I transferred. Kind of sat out that year as well, but then I kind of got rid of college. I kind of said that was enough, and I was offered a tryout for a UBA team, a minor league team out of Dayton that had just started, and I made the team. I played a rookie year in the UBA. It's a big league in like the southern states. It was big minor league, but they moved up here. Had a pretty solid rookie season. I had some vets on the team that had played in like Chile or other countries, so they taught me a lot. I learned a lot. I mean, we didn't win a lot. We just didn't have camaraderie like you need to. But the whole Glass City thing came apart, and during the COVID year, man, and I didn't even know how to explain it. Once COVID, you remember the lockdown and everything. I mean, some of the things you did, a lot of people just sat around the house. I put on my gloves, and like back in the day, and I went outside and I just shot 500 shots a day. I ran, I did everything outside. Opportunity presented itself, and I hopped on board. And in our first year, we won a league championship and made the Elite Eight last year. And I mean, what more can you ask for? We didn't get guys from all over. We got guys from Toledo, Toledo
awesome.
area, and in my.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it's a crazy journey. Definitely not storybook. You worked your way up to be where you are now. That's pretty incredible. Congrats. So tell me about a 10-year-old Dave Zamora. Did you play every day, play every sport, or did you like day one? I was a basketball player, and you worked on basketball only.
So when I was younger, we were outside all day, every day. We played a lot of football, a lot of basketball, a lot of even hockey. But played a lot of basketball too. In high school, I was offered, they wanted me to play football, do all that, but I didn't want to get hurt. And then turns out I hurt playing basketball, and it would have benefited me to play football. But senior year, to try to get back into shape, we ran cross country. That's about all I did. That was
So I think I'm losing you.
Can you hear me, Owen?
Yep, I can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, I got bad connection.
That's all right. That's on me. So what achievements did you get in high school, and what was your high school career like at Napoleon?
We had a first year coach. Had just lost our one that had been there for 2 years, 3 years. So we come in with a new coach. We had a guy who's one of my best friends still. So I mean, we had some pieces. But for me, I was all league my senior year. That's really about. I was defensive player of the year too. Back when I took pride in defense. But I mean, there wasn't a ton of accolades. Like I said, you put anybody against me, I don't care who it is, where they played, what they did. I don't really care. I feel like my chances are as good as just because I'm not a guy who's ever quit. I mean, that's a dangerous person. I think you know that too. You're going up against a guy who's not gonna, who you're just not gonna get the better of him because he's not gonna quit. He's not gonna back down.
Yeah, that's really cool, and you being able to just like grind from the start, tearing your ACL, and then working your way up and keep on working to be able to get where you are now. It's pretty incredible. So
yeah, and I think that a lot of people need to understand. It doesn't matter what you do or who you are; they need to understand that nothing in life is ever given to you, and it can be taken away like that. So you just got to work tirelessly, and until you got nothing left, you really do, because that's what it's about to me. The accolades and all the championships, they don't matter unless you put the work in.
Yeah, I agree 100%. So, um, what's your long-term goal as a basketball player and as a person to become? Or do you want to be a coach? Do you want to stop being a basketball player? What's your long-term goal?
My long-term goal, I succeeded in being a champion. It doesn't matter what league or what you do. If you win a championship and nobody beat you, I went undefeated that year. I thank my teammates, but you really wanted to do before I said it was done. I don't think that I'll ever stop. Not as far as playing competitively, but I still get up at 5:30 in the morning. I still work out. I got a gym routine. I still grind. Like I could leave overseas tomorrow. I just want to be in shape, and I want to long term just be healthy for my kids. Um, man, I'd say for about 12 to 15 years, come home from school or from college or the summer, I would help kids in the area. As far as like practice, like teams from the area, they'll call and they'll be like, "Hey, can you come practice against our guys? Just beat them up and teach them different things, or what worked for me, or just to grind." I still run into guys that I played, graduates of like 2008 or 7 or 9, that thank me for doing that for them. Just getting into them, full court D, beating them up. They think there was no handouts, and just preparing them. I don't know really what I want to do as far as coaching. I'm still really unsure about any of that, but I'm always down to help anybody, kid who needs help, because I feel like back when I was growing up, there wasn't a lot of people like, "Hey, come on, I'll train you," or "Hey, come on, let's go work at the gym." It was just me outside all day, every day, all night. So I'm just gonna be there for the kids who need me.
That's awesome. Good for you. And being able to, a lot of kids need that mentorship to be able to get to the level they want to be. You can't just sit around and expect to be
Yeah,
where you are.
yeah, and I think you as you understand too that basketball or any sport, you're gonna have wins, you're gonna have losses. You need to learn how to deal with your losses. And I think that's more than half the battle with a lot of the kids that I see, is that when it gets too hard, it's like, okay, I'm going to shut down. I can't do this. You can just push past your limits. I think you set your limits, and then it's like you can go this much higher, but you don't know until you really push yourself and you get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, agreed. And for me, recently, I feel like I could be doing better. I'm not having a great season so far, but I'm going to start getting a routine, start working out, start getting to the point where I want to be. And that's right now for me, that's jumping and strength and lifting. What's your routine for your strength and keeping condition and staying healthy too? I've had a tough time doing that.
Yeah. Man, I've been pretty blessed as I gotten older. Like I haven't been hurt so much. I have a weightlifting program, and I switch it up according to what I feel I need. I'm every day grinding. Getting up and lifting in the morning, or I'm running in the afternoon, but I'm doing both. But basketball is really good for cardio. As far as my routine is, it could flip flop, just depending on how I feel. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna do something. I'm gonna do it. So either I'll get up in the morning and I have access to a gym, so I'll get in the gym. I'm working around chairs. I'm doing ball handling. I'm doing drills. And I'm going at it for an hour. I'm drenched in sweat by the time I'm done, and then I go teach. And then after school, I'll get home and I got some heavy dumbbells, and I just go at it. Apps on my phone. I just start lifting, and I think that you just have to be consistent. You have to continuously do it, because when I take like 3 days off, if I ever take 3 days off, my body feels horrible. It just feels terrible. I stretch every day. I just try to stay young, and I think that the biggest thing for me was been endurance. But as your body starts to break down, you need to build like a strong foundation. You have to build off of what you got. So I started lifting heavy as the season came last year, but now I'm cutting weight a little bit and kind of slimming up a little bit. So
That's
keep
great
that
to know.
stress off your joints and stuff. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I've had 3 ankle sprains in 6 months, and I just had one Friday.
Time, yeah, you'd hurt your.
Yeah. All right. What'd you say? Sorry.
I think I remember last time you had just come off an ankle injury too.
Yep.
Last time we played, there's an ankle issue.
Yeah, I remember I had just gotten off of an ankle injury. I was going through PT and it's horrible. I hated it. And
Yeah.
now I've got
Yeah.
another one on my other foot. So I got to work on my foundation for that too. And that was my first, I hadn't played I was sick. So I was out for a week. Then I come back and I sprained my ankle. So I missed the game, and got to get better about that. So it's good to know all the lifting and what you need to do to be able to get to the level that I want to be at. And I got to work. So that's great to know. Um, so as a little kid, I'm sure you dreamed about playing on the pro platform. What's it been like for you being able to live out your childhood dream and play on a bigger stage?
It's really like I think that I had a real big problem at not appreciating what I've done. You know, because when you grind so hard, you don't ever sit here and just be like, man, you know, I did everything I said I was going to do. Like it never really hits you because it's always like, what's next? So I'm trying to get better at kind of saying, okay, I did what I said I was going to do. I worked really hard for it. For me, I'm a guy who I want to push myself. So I'm always constantly thinking about what I can do next, how I can be stronger, how I can be faster. But just living out, sometimes, you know, I would take a moment, you know, when you look around and you see people, your family, you know, you see your kids. My kids see me doing this. They see what it takes. They see the behind the scenes stuff. So I think that it's been great, and people who grew up with me, I think they kind of try to remind me sometimes, like, hey, this is what you said you were going to do. You know, this is why we rebounded for you back in the day. You know, when nobody else would or nobody else believed. You know, so I think it was more for the people around me, even the ones who supported me. I mean, you look at me, you're taller than me. You know, so I like when people look at me and be like, man, maybe this guy plays soccer or baseball. He can't be a basketball player. So it's just been great, man. It's been great, and I think I need to get better at kind of living in that moment, you know, or saying, hey, maybe I need to be a little bit more appreciative of what I've done, you know. So it's just good, you know. It feels good.
Yeah, that's my eventual goal is to be a college basketball player and then be a coach. So knowing what it takes
Yeah.
to get to that level, there's nobody on the D1, D2, D3, whatever it is. There's nobody that didn't put the work in and there's nobody that just was given where they are now. So I've got a lot of work to do, and definitely great person to listen to right here. So
remember, it's most of it's right here. Right here. If you set a goal, go get it. You know, it's you against you. You're gonna always hear people say, "Oh, he's not good enough. He can't do it." But watch when you do it, and then you don't even have to say nothing. You know, I said I was gonna do. It's all I need. I don't need anybody else telling me anything else. So you can do it.
Hey, thanks. I appreciate that. And it's already been a weird road. I mean, I was at Wasion, went to Pettisville. My coach at Pettisville told me I'll never be a college basketball player. And that kind of killed me. I was down. I tried talking to him. He told me the only reason why I can score is because I'm tall. And I ended up just leaving. I was gonna have a coach that didn't believe in me,
Yeah.
and I went to Wasion. I feel like I didn't work hard enough this summer. That's on me.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
a lot of it also was like not to use excuses. I've got to be better, but the injuries. I've had heart problems, and
Right.
I need to be able to. For me, my drive is to prove everybody wrong. It's
Yeah.
proving the kids that told me I wasn't good enough wrong, and proving the
Yeah.
coaches that told me I wouldn't be a college basketball player wrong. So knowing that there are people that
But there's nothing better. There's nothing,
there's nothing, yeah,
there's, being underdog. Being
yeah,
underdog. Nothing better than it.
and I've I've always it's always been my thing. Prove this person wrong. Prove this person wrong. Prove these people wrong. And so far, I think I've done that in ways, but I need to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. So that
I like you're accountable too. You know, you're holding yourself accountable. That's what winners do. Winners say, "Hey, I didn't work hard enough. There's things I could have done better." It's cool once a person tells you you can't do it or you're this and that. That's fine. You have your opinions, but you're not. Just watch. You know, just sit back and watch, and you'll see.
yeah,
Just
thank
work
you.
hard.
I will for
Hmm.
sure. And people talk, and I think a lot of it could be like
Hmm.
they're in their own heads for me. So
It it'll and I'll tell you what, man, is the older you get, you'll see it'll never stop. There'll always be one or two or three. And it's cool. It's fine. Talk all you want. I really don't care. You know, that's once you become confident and comfortable in yourself, nothing anybody says can affect you, you know. And I think that you're far ahead in your thought process because back then I didn't hold myself accountable like you do now. So that's a major plus. Don't lose that.
thanks. I try my best to do that. And sometimes you gotta ignore the excuses and just put my head down and work. So
Push push through.
uh what what is your so you wake up in the morning, you run or you lift, then you run. What's your what's your basketball routine? What do you do every day for that?
My basketball routine. Um, um, man, I got an app on my phone. I don't know if you've heard of Trainer, and and Jesse's gonna laugh because it's Drew Hanlon and Jesse. To me, Jesse Jimenez on the same level. I have an app on my phone. He trains guys like Jason Tatum and all those the top notch players, and so you can set your different levels. You know, high school, college, or pro. So I usually set it on pro. And I go at it. You can pick if you want to go at it for an hour on one thing, mid-range moves or game perimeter shots. But I always start with 15-minute ball handling. And then if I feel like maybe I didn't shoot very well a couple days prior, game shots for an hour. Or if I feel like I just need to chip away at different things, it'll be triple threat moves, coming off ball screen reads, or just different things. I mean, I really mixed it up to keep my mind guessed because I've done everything, man. Anything you could think of, I've trained. So I mean, I usually about an hour and a half is what I'll grind for, you know, and then I'll usually end it with a couple Michigans or some down and backs, time, 17, just to keep the cardio up and keep my mind prepared for battle, you know.
Yeah, and I got to use that. And we even have a court outside. This summer, I feel like I shot a lot of reps. I was getting back into
Mm-hmm.
things, so I got guys for my team. We played like 2-on-2s, 3-on-3s. I feel like I need to work on. I haven't played a structured game in 2 years, which is crazy.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So uh, I gotta work on that. Gotta work on ball handling, being stronger. So this is all great, and thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate it for taking your
Yeah.
time.
Anytime you need me, anytime you want to play or work out, just call me up, man. We'll get in there together and do whatever you want to do, and we'll grind.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate that, and
Yeah.
for sure, this is honor to talk to you too. So I
Oh man,
appreciate it.
thanks.
I'll definitely give you a call.
Yeah.
So I think that's all I really got. It was a great interview. It was fun talking to you.
Yeah, you too, Owen. I had a great time, and I appreciate you having me or thinking of me. Jesse, you know as well as I do, I owe him a lot personally. Like even on a personal level, he's a guy who's gonna say, "Hey, just send a text. Hey, how are you doing today? Is everything good? You're doing well. You want to get in the gym ever? Just come get in the gym. Shoot out of the gym if you want. That's the kind of that's what basketball is meant to be. It's me helping you, you helping me, and looking out for each other. So remember
Yeah,
that too.
I will. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And it's always good to know that there's somebody that I can work with, somebody that can be like a mentor, like you and Jesse. So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And you have a good day too. Thank you for being on the podcast.
Hey, no problem, man.
Yep. See ya.
Hey, buddy.